Okay, this is inside my house. We'll get a flashlight to do the barn, but here's where I keep, I have 7 of these great big giant shelves full of canning jars.
Barrels full
That's
of potatoes.
big barrels full of potatoes. One of the fireplaces behind the seat. These are my cucumbers that we grew. Yes, they're 3 foot long, and no, I don't know why. This is our stack of quail eggs that we get on a daily basis. This is turkey eggs and chicken eggs and hot peppers and watermelon from our garden. And let me see here. I'm kind of walking you through my house, and I did not clean first. I apologize. This is one of our 2 brooders. Some of our onions drying, another canning shelf. Most of these white jars, not all of them, but most of those white jars are tallow or beef fat saved for cooking. I tried a little sewing machine just in case. More onions, more stored grains.
Incubator.
Yeah, I started the incubator, the other one's in there. More buckets, more canning jars because I run out of shelves. More, wait, can you stop that? This is our only canning jars left. Oh, can you stop that, please? This is where I keep my cast iron. I am a cast iron fanatic. More canning jars. You can't see the row on the bottom, but it's full of jars too, all the way to the ceiling. That's our guns. There's plenty of those. More canning jars here, more canning jars here, more canning jars, more canning jars. I've run out of storage space for canning jars. Beeswax and candles, games, soap making supplies, sewing stuff. Canning jars, canning jars, canning jars, canning jars, and canning jars, canning jars, canning jars, and my sewing machines.
Buckets full of things.
All of these buckets you see are full of food.
And tallow.
And tallow, right? And then that's cranberry sauce there. All of these boxes are full of chips. Just because I found an amazing deal on chips. I normally wouldn't prep with chips.
The other prep room.
Okay, we're gonna. Oh yeah, we have one more prep room. I forgot. Okay, so this is this bucket here is full of fire starters. We have our what is that called, Wade? Body armor. Okay, hold on a minute. We'll get to the other canning room. Okay, this is the other prepping room. This is just an empty bedroom that we have solar lights. Most of these purple ones are full of blankets. We have more food. This is kind of the food that we go through first. I have stockpiled dish soap, laundry soap, everything from light bulbs, my food saver stuff. Ooh, I forgot these were in here. These are fruit nectars. Gonna take that in the room. I'd love to have one.
Can I have one?
Yes, and then this is where my canning equipment goes. I have cases of like sliced peaches and
more tallow.
And more tallow because you can't have fat. We're gonna get a flashlight and take you to the barn. I should have showed you this room. So this is where I keep most of my non-doctor books. My doctor books are in my office. This is where I teach from. That's another incubator if you're wondering what that is. Some of my herbs, I probably have 400 herbs stockpiled. But when I say stockpiled, I really mean a lot more than that. Let's see, what else do I have in here? This is a mess because this is where I teach from. But I have supplies in here too. I have supplies everywhere. There's not one. Oh, this is one of the 2 freezers, which I'm trying to get rid of freezers. So see that giant freezer back here? But I don't care for my freezers very much. We're trying to get rid of everything we can in this and get it into jars, but I'm running out of jars after 7 big shelves worth, I guess you can imagine. I have a thing for teas, so I've got a lot of teas, and most of my utensils and stuff are stored here. This is a weird prepping thing, but I've got these great big totes full of like condiments from restaurants I've been saving over the last couple of years. Here's another one. It's just an oddity I do. I should have showed you this is one of my pantries in the house. There's not one space I have not already stored food. It looks trashy. I hate it. I hate being this crowded, but I absolutely love having lots of food. There just isn't a place where there's not food stockpiled in this house. My stand mixer, which I absolutely love. But I have food. And this right here We don't really have TV, so we don't have like cable, but these are like educational, religious type movies. And this is all seeds here. All of these buckets and containers are all for the garden and all seeds. And we keep those out all but almost all winter. And these are sweet potato slips we need to get in the ground. And more seeds.
And food we harvested from the garden.
And more food we harvested from the garden because we're crazy people. And then this is another area of storage. And then this is a bedroom. Okay, what else do I need to show him? Okay, hold on a minute. We'll go to the barn now. Okay, oh good. So this is the barn. So every one of these buckets has about 50 pounds of rice or beans. As you can see, I have a lot. I have more plastic for more greenhouses to build. These big totes are solid full of food. I keep them in totes to keep the bugs away. Not the bugs, the rats. Well, bugs and rats, but... Okay, over here, most of it shrink wrapped and preserved in there, or it's cans. Whew. So, kind of come over here. More canning jars, but we're almost out of canning jars. More food. This is hay. But we have cans and cans and cans and cans. This is sanitation or antibacterial wipes. I have lots of medical supplies back here too. More cans. Literally just more and more and more and more and more. Like, let's see if we open one of these.
I don't
totes.
think that's a... Yeah, I think it's closed.
That one's clothing. Okay, what was this clothing for? Oh, for Junior.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Or small children at that point.
Yeah. This is canning jar lids, more coolers, more cans. Oh goodness, we have too much to move is kind of the point behind this video. I'm going to talk to you again in just a minute. Bye. Oops. Okay, keep going. Good. Okay, so right here is the other side of this greenhouse. And you can see I've got fig trees and I've got just a ton of stuff there.
A lot of the elderberries.
A lot of it.
Drought.
Yeah, the elderberries are there. There's the turkeys again.
It just feels like...
I haven't really talked about the extra fencing that we have, the outside cooking things that we have. We could cook outside for years and not have a problem. We have rocket stoves, cob ovens. The only thing we need now is a shallow well, which we plan on putting one in behind the porch here for the house use, one in the garden. So we're planning on putting 2 shallow wells in here in the next couple weeks, and then we have 3 generators, and we plan on converting them into biomethane digestion, and we already have the supplies for a biomethane digester, so that we always have power for the big well, and maybe a few other things. So I guess short and sweet is, so when I tell you that I don't see myself leaving here, and I'm praying that this is what we have, that's why. Because it's not the most beautiful place in the world. It has its issues cosmetically, but we have everything we need here, and logistically speaking, taking all this somewhere else is probably not feasible. So I'll get back with you in just a minute. Okay, sorry, just got back in and it was really hot out there, so we're getting a drink and let's see if I can do this. So, on top of all that, we have 6 families that have also prepared, plan on coming here. We have all of the off-grid gardening equipment here so that we can maintain these gardens through the year. We also have gardens that are sustainable. In other words, they replant themselves every year. And I've been improving the soil methodically. Like whenever I can get you know, bags of grass clippings and twigs and stuff, we throw them in the yard, we throw them in the gardens for decomposition, bags of leaves and things like that. So you are absolutely welcome here, and I know that this being a rental place does not make it sound good, and I agree. And I just think that if it was a perfect world, maybe you could sell off your acreage or some of your extra houses or something and then offer it to this owner and see if he'll let you buy it. But there's lots of infrastructure here, and I just don't think that I'm going to leave. I have too much here. It would take thousands upon thousands of dollars to move all of this from here to somewhere else, and that's not including housing or anything else. And the rent here is $450 a month. That's all 75 acres with a 5-bedroom house. I just can't beat that right now. Even if the other families were to join me, I just think it's really good. Oh, and I didn't even show you the other places where we have about 15 or 20 cleared campsites, like somebody could put an RV in, or a big tent or canvas or whatever, and actually have privacy, but still be on the land. It could help with everything. I have not advertised any more than these few families, for the reason of I wanted to make sure we had enough, and anybody that joins us is going to have to come with their own contribution. Such as their own stockpile of food, their own skills, and to actually contribute to the community and agree to behave in a Christian manner and to uphold the values that are found in Scripture. So, Doc, you're more than welcome to join us here, and I ask that you pray that we find a way to make this land here debt-free, and a hedge of protection. So, I hope this gets or communicates what I've been trying to say to you for a few weeks now. And if it's not something that works for you, that is fine, but we've kind of made our decision. So thank you, Doc. God bless.